my wife, Ellison. She's studying trading. And my son Julian, he's 8. My daughter Ariana, she's 7. And my daughter Amari is 4. So it's just not me doing all this stuff. My family, they also help me do this stuff. So a lot of people may not know, but because we hadn't made it public yet, or now I'll make that now, is they also have a YouTube channel. It's called Another World Fun and Learning. It's like a travel vlog, you know, where we're just going across the world, exploring different cities, allowing them to see stuff which myself I wasn't able to see growing up, and allowing them to basically grow unrestricted, you know, even though we are like a Christian household. So as to what you were talking about with the film, so we just recently released a short film called The Warp, and that was it was pretty fun to create it. I say I created the film and like shot it in one day and edited it in another day. And you know, asked my wife, I was up to like 4 a.m. just, you know, knocking it out, because you know, once I have one project, I just have to kind of, you know, complete it. But it ended up being fun. It's one of those movies that really makes you think, and it's been submitted to multiple film festivals for inclusion. So it's pretty big, and it was a pretty big moment for us, especially with it going to Sundance, because it's always been like one of my dreams to do a short film and put it in Sundance, and you know, hopefully get a longer film and go into these festivals. But being here in Europe is kind of like a shortage of American actors. But I can tackle that once I get back to the States around September. But apart from that, the filmmakers, our film studio is called Aventi Films. We have the short film The Warped. We have the short film Little Angels. And we have the novel trailer for the one novel that I wrote, The Bring My Son to Glory. God's blessed me. He's blessed us in this area, and so film-wise, director, screenwriter, cinematographer, producer, actor, editor, composer. So it's not like I wanted to do all this stuff myself, but I just woke up one morning and it was just God put it on my heart, like, hey, they're doing this, you can do it. And so when I started doubting myself, like, oh, you know what, seems like a uphill battle, he lets me know and be like, hey, look, this is how it is for trailblazers. This is what happens. You open the door for everyone else. It's going to seem difficult, but once you're there, you're going to open that door for other people, which is what I intend on doing, is opening that door for everyone. Like, you know, once I kick it down. Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, like, you woke up with a vision. Can you elaborate on that? Because I know there are a lot of people who are like, what is my purpose? Like, oh, I think this is my purpose. And then they find out it's a hobby. So people will spend years, and I can speak for myself, you'll spend years trying to figure out what your purpose is. And you were like, one day, I didn't decide to do any of this. All the 10 things that you're doing, screenwriting, poetry, books, with your family, you and your wife is starting a business, and you are also feeding that into your children, right? So
right.
Explain the vision. Like, how did you know this was like your calling, your purpose?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know it was my calling. So
okay.
back when I was enlisted, you know, I was doing all kinds of stuff. You know how it is. You just get in trouble and stuff like straight here in the military. I wasn't really thinking nothing much of it. If you'd have told me I would have been doing this route like a few years later down the line, I'd be like, what are you talking about? That kind of thing.
Right.
But I would say everything started coming to me once I went to a commission. I went to Jordan for one deployment, and I ended up getting baptized in the Jordan River. You know, and the next day, literally, it's just like that. The next day I woke up and I just had this uncontrollable urge to just write spiritual poems and stuff of this nature. So it was nothing I ever planned to do. It just started coming. And you know, at first I was like did a typical thing, you know, it's like, oh man, is God really speaking to me? You know, kind of got scared a little bit, kind of tried to like tune it off a little bit, but as people are going to learn, when God calls you, God calls you. So he just kept calling, and then, you know, eventually I was like, hey, you know what, God, this is you talking to me, because only you would have me doing this kind of stuff, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stop trying to fight you on this and just do whatever you're calling me to do. And
wow.
Now, here we are.
That's powerful, because I just had a guest last week, Miss Barbara, and she mentioned that, right? So the funny thing is, in all of you who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur, all of you who are entrepreneurs who own businesses, you can attest to this. You will try all these different things that you want to do, and it'll work maybe for a short period of time, maybe for a year, but eventually they'll burn out. And like you said, like your actual purpose, you're actually calling, when God speaks to you, like that is the thing that sticks. That is when the doors start opening. So once you start, you listen to the calling, the vision that you had, what were some of the signs as you were moving along that you knew, like, okay, I'm on the right path, so other people can like look out for those things?
Man, doors just, the best way to put it, doors just started opening. They just started opening out of nowhere. So it's like where previously I was trying to do stuff and, you know, nothing was really working. It was like there were roadblocks in my way. Now I come to find out that it was God. He was actually the one blocking me from doing those things, because he didn't want me to do those things. And I was being the one that was, you know, just kind of hard-headed, you know, just trying to, hey, well, maybe God, maybe if we do this right here, then, you know, this would be a little better. But, you know, God says I'm God, and basically what he helped me to realize, it's just like you know, you have a street, and at the end of the street there's a stop sign, and across, let's say you may go turn left down that stop sign, and down that road, and there's another road with another stop sign, which, you know, just leads to another path. However, if we knew all the information of what we were supposed to be doing, then we were trying to take shortcuts to get to that path. But God doesn't want us to take shortcuts, because in that path, that's where we're meeting these valuable people. You know, we're meeting people to share their testimony with. You know, we're picking up people who may have similar interests. What I've learned is a broken clock is right twice a day. So that means even if you, so that means even if you run across this one person, you're like, oh, I'm not going to listen to this person, I'm not going to listen to it. But you never know, God may put it on them to say that one thing that's going to lead to you getting on the path that you're getting on. So basically using this analogy of where I just listen more than I speak, I just take in everything and I listen to what God's trying to tell me through everything, is led me to go into all these different outlets, which somehow I've spanned off into. And if you look at all of it at once, it can be quite overwhelming. However, I don't look at it, I just take the increments, and I just focus on the one stop sign that he has right in front of me, and I just continue forward that way. And then once I hit that stop sign, then he lets me know the next way to go, then I go the other way.
So what you're saying is you have to be really in tune. So guys, when you're working on your business, just like Jamale said, like, you have to be in tune with your business. You can't just be halfway in. You have to be paying attention to the signs. Like, hey, if something is too hard, if it is like taking you a long time to get this thing up and running, if every time you turn around doors are closing, that is a good sign that you might want to try something else. I think one of the things that really inspire me with everything I've observed about you is your ability to balance your family and your business ventures. So you mentioned that you guys are all like in this together. So can you explain how you guys like balance everything?
Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna go ahead and admit that once I'm at home, I'm not a filmmaker, I'm not anything, I'm not book author, I'm not nothing. I'm just, Dad, go get this right here. Go. It's like, hey, but I'm doing all this stuff. I don't really care, Dad. Just bring me some candy. It's just how it is. But so what I figured out is that what God showed me in prayer was basically the same thing He showed me in the military. Like when it came to the first book that I ended up writing, I always told myself, I don't have enough time to write a book. I don't have enough time. But what He did was, you know how in the military you show up to an event, it's like what, say it's going to happen at 3 o'clock. Then by the time it gets to us, you be there at 2:30. Then by the time it goes down to the line, and they're like, hey, you make sure you're there at 2:20. So you end up sitting there for this event for probably 30 plus minutes before it even starts. So I just start writing a note in my phone.
Oh.
And then a quick note here, quick note there. Eventually I sat through enough of those meetings to where I had a full book. And I'm like, oh, whoa, I'm ready to publish. So it's the same thing I do back home with my family is whenever they want me, it's 100% attention on them. However, when they're not paying me any attention, it's 100% attention on the ministry work. But I try and do it to where I'm not sacrificing time with them. So I'm still exploring options to where how I can do the work with them right beside me. Like for instance, if I'm so it's like if I'm editing a film, then if I don't need to listen to the sound of it, I just take the headphones off, have my daughter right next to me while I'm editing the film and just listening to them play. They ask me questions, I respond back, so it's not like I'm this brick wall while I'm doing this kind of thing.